So, I kind of decided to make this series actually. I had a lot of fun with the last video. It was mostly just for me to vent kind of my frustration, but it's kind of fun. I don't really care who sees this. It's kind of like a message in a bottle type thing where tossing it into the ocean of content and no hashtags, no nothing, no promotion or anything. I don't really care who sees this, but I kind of just like playing video games and talking for a couple minutes, about whatever's on my mind. So, yeah, and it's pretty low quality too. It's pretty, man, this emulator sucks. No, it doesn't suck. It's decent for an emulator. It's just like because it's an emulator, it's so choppy. I've played the PS2 version of Silent Hill 2. Oh my, ugh, oh, look at those textures. It looks like TV static. It's horrible. Yeah, no, definitely getting this game on original hardware was a good investment. But even if it was a couple $100, whatever, man. Um, yeah, no. Uh, play some random games on my, crappy emulators. Uh, I guess I shouldn't spoil which games I'm gonna play. That kind of makes the series interesting. Not that anyone's gonna watch it, but me. But you know, anyways, I was thinking about the video I made last night. Um, yeah, I also uploaded it last night, so it'll make sense for you too. Um, the video I made last night where I was saying like, oh, it sucks to be so average because I don't excel in anything, It's not like I develop any skills. I'm just like a jack of all trades, right? Um, I was thinking about that, and I was kind of thinking like I kind of got into more of a rational headspace today. I was thinking about it more, and I was kind of like, yeah, you know what? Like still, I'm only 19. I'm still young. I so what if I'm not doing the best in school? Those other guys that are in my school are like 30, 40, have kids, they've already been through it. And their brains aren't like exploding and rewiring and I think I have time. I'm young enough. Got enough life ahead of me. And yeah, it's just like I think it's kind of stupid at this age for anyone to be thinking like, oh, like my life is over. I'm failing school, or like whatever you're doing, trying to get if you can't get a job, like yeah, you're stupid. You're 19. You're 20. You're 21, right? Your life is not over. You're just a dumb young adult and still figuring things out, I guess. It's kind of stupid to rule out all the possibilities. You could want to become a baker. I actually never noticed that before. There's a fence here. That's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, maybe you want to become a baker. Maybe you want to, like, I'm in an appliance trade. For example, I'm learning guitar and I'm not great, but I'm learning. And maybe I want to be a session musician. Maybe I want to join a band just on the side, right? Nothing too fancy, just like with this YouTube channel. I don't expect this to go anywhere. It's just for the love of the medium, I guess. Love of the art form, all right? Making music. Um, Even if the stuff I want to play is like kind of tough, I can learn it, right? I want to play a lot of metal stuff, death metal, thrash metal, new metal, even alt metal, that kind of stuff. Just all kinds of metal. And when I say death metal, I mean like classic death metal, like like death mostly. Melodic death metal, like In Flames, Dark Tranquillity, that kind of stuff. 90s, late 80s kind of death metal. Um, Nothing really into the 2000s except for like In Flames. But anyways, that's kind of actually no. This whole video is a tangent. I'm just talking about whatever I want to. I Yeah, maybe I want to become a musician. Maybe I don't want to do appliances my whole life, right? This is like a temporary career. I'm just doing this to make money. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is not my passion. Holy dude, look at those. Look at the wood like poles. It's so bad. Oh man. Yeah. PS2 is a pretty decent investment. It was only like 120, and I got some games for it. Like some of the games were like crazy. Like Silent Hill 3 was like $300. Silent Hill 2 was like 200, which is kind of funny. Um, but there's some cheaper ones. I got some for like $10, like Prince of Persia. I got Chaos Legion for like 40, which is a steep investment, I know, but no, okay, not compared to Silent Hill, but like you know, decently steep investment. But why not, right? Like, why not try something new? That's actually one of my favorite things to do now. Is okay, come on, I don't want to go through this again. That was a mistake. Um, yeah, one of my favorite things to do now is that's how you quick turn this game. Okay, so it's the bumpers. I forgot. In Resident Evil, it's different. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, I distract myself. That's like crazy. Like I can talk to myself and still get distracted. I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, in Resident Evil, the bumper controls or the quick turn control is different. In this game, it's bumpers. In the other game, it's or the other game. This game. What am I talking about? Um, Sorry, I'm thinking about multiple things at once. It's the back on the D-pad, press X, so press interact. We're just nah. Well, I'll let this play. Um, yeah, no. I think I think yeah, one of my new favorite things to do is like buying media that intrigues me. If it's not like too expensive, and just trying it out. Maybe it's like a $10 CD. That's how I found a pretty decent album in Great Southern Trendkill by Pantera, right? I hadn't listened to that album before by Pantera, but I knew some Pantera stuff, and I was like, hey, this is pretty good. Same thing with like the game I was mentioning before, Chaos Legion. It was like $40, steep investment, right? Um, but you know, I was like, okay, I like Devil May Cry. I've played Devil May Cry before. It's really hard. I've only got past like the first few levels, but I love games like Devil May Cry. I love Devil May Cry. Chaos Legion is like a hack and slash, also made by Capcom, and apparently it's really good. I looked up some reviews, and people were like, "Yeah, like this game's like stupid hard, but like really good." And I tried it, and it's honestly like one of my favorite games on the PS2. Um, it's really ethereal feeling, almost like how Silent Hill feels with the fog and everything, but in such an effortless way where it's not really even at the forefront of the game. It's a hack and slash. The game is a hack and slash. It's about fighting. It's about summoning monsters and to fight with you, different legions, and you like switch them around, kind of like Pokemon, but you're also fighting at the same time with your sword combos and everything. It's like Devil May Cry, but you can summon monsters with you. And I feel like the atmosphere of that game kind of takes a back step um, to the gameplay, of course, because it's a hack and slash. But it does have a weird permeating atmosphere that's very similar to Silent Hill 2. It could be the graphics. It could be just because it's on the PS2 and things are a little foggy and backgrounds aren't fully rendered. I think that has a lot to do with it. Backgrounds are very foggy in Chaos Legion, which I find really cool. Backgrounds sometimes they're just pure white. Like you don't know what's past that point. It feels like a dream. It's really cool. So like yeah, there's that game Chaos Legion that I really like. The gameplay is great. You know, story's kind of terrible, but I love the RPG elements of it. Like it's a great game, and um, I would never have found it if I was like, yeah, you know what, it's $40. I want to save my money, right? So I feel like that's an important thing to do nowadays with the what am I doing? Where am I going? With the with all this digital stuff, everything's become so disposable in a way where like you can see a new album from an artist and be like, oh, okay, I'll listen to it later, right? Because it's free, I have nothing to lose. But if you can't get it on a digital platform, you can only get it on a CD for like $20. That's $20 of your own money, right? You're gonna buy the CD. If it's worth it to you, you're gonna buy the CD. You're gonna go home and you're gonna listen to it, or you're gonna put it on your shelf and listen to it when you have free time, right? I feel like that. Oh my gosh, I just did the same thing. Wow, I'm okay. I'm really distracted. Sorry. Um, yeah, no. If you like a piece of media, and no, if you own a piece of media, if you bought a piece of media and you own it, bought it with your own money, you own it. Um, there's like a level of guilt associated with that. A good kind of guilt, in my opinion, where it kind of forces. No way, did I? Okay, no, we're good. We're good. It's a good kind of guilt that like forces you to play said media, right? Or no, it doesn't force you, but it gives you more of an inclination to play it. If I got Chaos Legion on Game Pass, I would have downloaded it and never played it. But because I spent $40 of my own money with my friend, um, we just went back to my house, put it in the PS2, and we are like, all right, let's try this thing out. We played it, we were making jokes about it, and I didn't like it as much at first, but I had fun with it, right? I was having fun. I was like, okay, this game, I'll let it simmer. I'll put it on the back burner, slow cook it. Yeah, nice and tender, And it was on the back burner for a while. Not for a while, maybe like a week. It was kind of like I played that game and I just couldn't get it out of my head. I was like, like I should try that game again. It kind of seems cool. I tried it again, kind of liked it. I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I see the vision, I just started a new save pretty much because me and my friend were joking around, weren't really focusing. I just did the tutorial again. I think I played it on easy mode because it's a really hard game. Even on easy mode, it's a hard game. If you don't know what you're doing, play it on easy mode. Um, but yeah, I started a new save on easy mode, went through the tutorial, tried to learn all the controls and all the combos, and it's pretty beginner friendly. Consider yeah, I was playing on easy mode, right? But I feel like it's controls, its combos, its systems, like all the mechanics and everything. Even like enemy patterns are fairly beginner friendly, right? They don't have a super high learning curve in the beginning. Of course, there's a large skill ceiling to the game, but it's not a big like uh, gate of entry, right? You don't have to be like super Chad gamer over here. You can be like a basic normie and still play the game. Maybe who uses the term normie? I don't know. I've been hearing that term passed around a lot lately, so that's why I just used it. But yeah, no, like I loved Chaos Legion. I started like playing it pretty much every day because it was summer. Um, it was before I was in school, so I would just like wake up, go outside for a walk, hang out, and um, and come home, maybe do some cleaning, whatever. The entire time I was thinking like, I gotta play Chaos Legion. Like, it's such a great game, right? And pretty much, yeah, every day it became a thing for like a whole week where I just went through almost the whole game. Um, and I got to, I think, the 10th level, 11th level, something like that. I think I'm on the 10th level still, where I kind of hit a roadblock. Yeah, the game got pretty hard after level 10. It definitely spikes up in difficulty, even on easy. But you know, I love the game, and it was well worth $40. That's a game I'm gonna return to. That's a game I'm gonna fully like max out. I'm gonna show my friends. Like, um, that's a game I'd recommend to pretty much anybody can, because anybody can play it and learn it. And if you play on easy mode, I think you'll have a good time, right? I'm more of a story guy myself. That's why I play Silent Hill, right? Um, and there's like this story is kind of on the back burner in that game, but even I liked it, right? Like, it was just a fun game to play. Um, and I would have never found it had it been on Steam. Had I emulated it, right? I would have never. Well, I may have found it, but I would have never played it. That's my point. Is that um, buying things physically with your own money, not having them on like a streaming service, um, is actually very beneficial to you if you do want to consume that kind of media. At least from what I find, because there's not an overabundance that as well. Like, there's that guilt factor I was talking about, but at the same time, there's not an overabundance of games I have to play on my backlog because I'm not using those. I'm not using Game Pass. I got, what do I have in my backlog? Off the top of my head, Devil May Cry 1 and 3, because I haven't beat them yet, because they're pretty hard games. I haven't played the one easy yet, which I'm planning on honestly just doing and getting good at and then playing on normal. That's what's recommended. I looked online. But yeah, and then there's Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 4. I've played 2 and 3 because those are the ones I spent the most money on. Those are actually the games that got me into retro game collecting to begin with, and physical game collecting to begin with. When I bought my PS2, I bought them all on the same day. Is there a drink up here? I can't remember. I don't think so. Yeah, and Silent Hill 1 was like $400. I should play it. It's it's a nice shelf piece, honestly. But yeah, no, like, my game backlog is not that big. Oh, okay. And then, all the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games I bought. Those are mostly just to play with my brother when he was here. On the Xbox, I also, yeah, I got a original Xbox, and I got the Xbox 360 and the PS3, which I had from before, but I set it all up. Yeah, and this whole hobby, like, I basically unlocked a whole new hobby for myself because I decided to buy physical copies of old games. And I think it's also another thing just to hold the game in your hand and have that special connection and special feeling with it. You can hold it and be like, wow, this is the game I'm playing. Like, this is the game I like so much. Like, having Silent, like, this is an emulator, obviously. This is not as fun as holding Silent Hill 2, playing Silent Hill 2, knowing you own it, knowing that the disc is spinning in the machine, right? Like, I feel like maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I might be losing it, but like, there's something different. It's like how vinyl enthusiasts talk about vinyl. Like, I tried vinyl. I don't really get it. I have a vinyl collection. I have a player. I find myself playing my CDs more often. They're just more like, I don't care about sound quality. They're more compact. They're cooler to hold in my opinion. Like, I don't know. Anyway, but I feel like collecting physical games is similar to what vinyl enthusiasts, um, how they feel about vinyl. With, it's just different. There's a different feeling. There's a cozy feeling to knowing you're holding the music itself, right? To knowing you're holding the game itself. Like this is the game. It's not a digital file. It technically is. It's burned on a disc. But you get my point, right? This is the disc that holds the game. The official disc is an original copy of this disc. It's not emulated. It's not on a PC. It's not like this is original hardware. This is how the game is meant to be experienced. Just like how vinyl is how the music is meant to be experienced, this is how the game is meant to be experienced. Not this. This is the emulator. Also, yeah, I kind of suck. But anyways, like it's just knowing that you're experiencing the game, the art form, how it was meant to be experienced, um, on the original hardware, um, kind of almost transports you into the developer's eyes, and you see the vision that they were, you see the proper, unfiltered vision that they came up with and they wanted to um, portray. I also got my grandfather's old CRT from his house. Um, and it also changed my gaming experience. Turning the thing on, seeing the static, and hearing the high pitched, ear piercing noise, like it just changes the game. It it's how the game is meant to be played, and that's a really cool feeling. Like wow, like I'm not like playing some cheap, second rate, like phony version of the game that's just an emulation of like a copy of what the game is. Almost, I don't want to say a mockery, but it's not a mockery. It's a replication. There we go. Not a parody, not a mockery, but a replication of the game. A good replication of the game. One that someone put a lot of work into, sure. But it's not the original game. This is not the original Silent Hill 2. This is just the emulator, and it's good. If you don't want to spend $200 plus the console, right? Go ahead, right? Um, Play the emulated version. It's fine for what it is. It's good. You won't get too much out of it if you're not like an actual Silent Hill fan, right? But since I'm so into survival horror, since I'm so into Silent Hill, I bought the physical version because it was just worth it to me, right? And I just feel like buying digital games to me, like I used to buy all my games on digital before I kind of started this like hobby. Um, but like looking back, buying my games on digital, I have so many games in my library that I just never played, and that I have nothing to show for buying them. Even the games I haven't played, like Devil May Cry 1, 3, Silent Hill 1, I can say that I'm a proud owner of those games if I have them on a physical copy. But what do I have to show for if I have them on digital? What, the digital files? The license to play the game? Like what like come on. Like it's just not worth it, right? In my eyes, at least. If it's like an indie game, whatever, it's not put on a physical disc. If it's a newer game, sure. But I don't know. I feel like I just prefer buying my games. Oh, that was not very good. I just prefer buying my games on physical now because it's just something different about it, right? I've I've rambled about this a lot. I think yeah, I'm gonna cut this video off here. It's already probably pretty late. Um, and I'm kind of just gliding through the game. I'm not really talking about anything interesting anymore, but this was my second attempt at kind of making one of these videos. Just, you know, I'm I just catch myself talking a lot and talking about these things, and I love just being able to rant, even if no one's really listening, even if it's only for me. I appreciate being able to just talk about things because these are just things I'm passionate about. These are my thoughts all the time. Like that's just kind of what this is, right? It's not for monetization. I'm not trying to be an influencer. That's the last thing I want to be actually is an influencer. That's one of my fears, and maybe I'll get to that in the next video. But that's one of my fears with this is like, what if this does take off? Not that I think it will, just that like, what if it might? 1 in a million chance, 1 in a billion chance, and this okay, maybe not that slim, but 1 in a million chance, and this channel takes off, and like somehow, and I start getting views, I start getting like recognized. That's just something that I don't want. You know, it's just I don't want to be famous. I want to be me. I don't want my name out there. I want my information out there. Maybe that's just me being a paranoid weirdo, but yeah, I I like having my close circle of friends. I like oh, there we go. Handgun bullets, nice. Yeah, I like having my close circle of friends. I like just hold on. I'm gonna find the save point. Just give me a sec. Okay, straight and left. Okay. I like having my close circle of friends, social circle, whatever. Like going to school, talking to them. Right. Like I don't like having all this fame because uh, I don't know. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't like attention. I never have. I probably never will. And it's in a way, okay. In a way, yeah. Like I am scared of that, but honestly, if anything, I'm kind of making these videos for myself and then my friends. I want to eventually make something on here that I'm proud about and be like, dude, like look at this. Like it's kind of cool, isn't it? Like I put such little effort into this and I'm just doing what I want to do, right? Without having to get a camera, get a mic. Well, I mean, I got my headphone mic, but that's about it. And I'm I'm screen recording an emulator on my laptop. Like I'm just talking, and it's raw, it's unfiltered, unedited. You know, that's something that's something I can be proud of. Like that's honestly just kind of my dream with this. Not even a dream, just an aspiration, I guess. Yeah, like an aspiration. And honestly, I'm more excited about this right now than school. Um, More than getting my career. And, maybe that's a bad thing, but like this is just something I like to do. This is something I can do anytime. I don't feel pressured to do this. No one's relying on me to make these videos. No one knows I exist. That's such a blessing right now. I hear all these creators talking about like, oh, like your early days of YouTube are so much more nice. Like you focus too much on making it big and advertising, getting subscribers, building a community that you kind of miss the fun part of YouTube. That's starting small and having this small yet dedicated community. And that's kind of what I want. Not even the community aspect. I just want to be unknown. I just want to make stuff on the internet that I can be proud of and not get a lot of attention for. If I get attention, it's fine. I don't want to blow up necessarily, but I'm just having fun. I'm just same thing if I make music. I just want to have fun and just do what I want to do, right? Um, and yeah, like that's honestly just kind of the dream right there, right? Is that different? Hold on. Huh. I never knew it had a note attached to it. I guess I never examined it. That's why. I just knew it was for the apartment. Anyways, well, I'll cut this video off here, but yeah, I think I'm a lot more proud of this video and how this video went from the second video. Not the second video. This is the second video. First video. First video was very choppy. It was very. I was kind of losing my train of thought because it was after I kind of worked it all out in my head, and I was just trying to like recount what I said to myself in my head as I was going for the walk outside, and decided to make the video afterwards. Yeah, no, I don't really know how to end these things, so I'll just keep playing and then oh, hold on. There we go. Okay, yeah. Anyways, I don't really know how to end